Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So today's video is going to be a fun one. So this is banned, forbidden, and taboo books. So we have a mix of these. So
I love a good forbidden angsty romance.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
To clarify, we have other videos, so check out the playlist because we're doing ones we haven't done before.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but
okay.
I want to play homage, is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
To the taboo queen herself, Kay Webster. So I believe that this in our other taboo video. I think it is.
At least
The
for Wild.
The Unruly is probably not, but
Yeah, Wild and Free for sure.
Definitely check these out if you like taboo reads.
Well, not only that, they're banned. You cannot buy them on Amazon.
There's
you have to go.
there's that too.
Wild was the very first banned book I'd ever read, as far as like books that you can't just go get on Amazon. You have to get that from Kay Webster's website or Eden Books. If any of the books that we have here today are banned and we know it, we'll let you know and let you know where to find them. So,
yes.
Okay. All right. But before we get started with that,
make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can win these books here. Mm-hmm. From Karen Crompton. They are amazing books and you definitely want them. So all you have to do is hit that subscribe button. And when we reach 1,000 followers, we will be giving all of those away to one lucky subscriber. Yay! Yeah. You can also get an extra entry by following us on Instagram. So make sure you do that. So hit that subscribe button, people. Mm-hmm. Thank you. We appreciate it. It makes us happy when our subscribers grow.
Yes.
And Jessica, we have one other giveaway to do with this video. So stick around. When we get to the end, we will tell you how you can win a free ebook.
Yay.
So stick around.
All right. Are you ready?
I was born ready for this video, Jessica. Born ready.
Were you?
I love this trope.
I know. Me too. I mean,
what was hard for me was trying. I do have an age gap book in here, but it's taboo not because of the age gap. But a lot of people try and put age gap in the taboo category, and I do have two, but they're taboo for other reasons. So age gap is also a great place to look on our channel as well if you enjoy those, because that's kind of my fave.
And in the dark, a lot of taboo is dark. Or banned falls into the dark. Like they all kind of fall.
Yeah. Most of the time, age gap is just going to be really good romance stories and not as dark. Most of the time. There are some, but most of the time, you're going to get like really good stories like Don't Kiss the Bride, Birthday Girl. Oh.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about these and we'll let you know kind of where they fall. Like my first one that I'm going to talk about, it falls more into the forbidden category than
yes.
Taboo or banned. So
ready, Jessica?
Yeah, I'm gonna start lighter here. So yeah,
tell us about your forbidden romance.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you about my forbidden romance
with the guy at the oil refinery.
I haven't read a romance with the guy at an oil refinery. I live that romance.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, I know. I live that romance, but I haven't.
This is for the viewers.
Oh.
Somebody's husband is closer in age to her parents than her.
Yes. By a lot.
And just to clarify, he has absolutely nothing to do with the prom story. Jessica met him when she was in her 20s.
Yes, I did.
Story.
I did.
Let's just say it's probably very taboo.
So just to clarify, my husband is only 3 years younger than my parents. 4 years younger. Depends on the time of year. But yeah,
Also, Jessica's parents.
had me
Jessica's a
at,
teenage pregnancy.
I was a
As
teenager.
am I. I'm also a teenage
You
pregnancy.
are. You are. But your adoptive parents were older.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But still, yeah, my parents are young. So, but my husband's old. Figure that one out. So, anyhow, okay. Are you ready?
Yes. So also hit that subscribe button because when we get to 1,000, I
You'll get
will
the prom story.
share the prom stories because it's not just one prom.
Shut up and flip the camera, would you? Okay. They're going to be so disappointed when they actually get the prom story.
Oh, no. I have pictures. It is going to be epic.
Okay.
Epic.
Sure. Okay. Can't wait to relive that. Anyhow, my first rec is more of a forbidden, and that is Hawk by Jesse Hall. So this is about Nicole and Hawk, or Connor is his name. He goes by Hawk. So Nicole has moved, to a different state to be with her boyfriend. She's dating somebody else. They live together, and she's given up her world to be what this guy wants. Like, he comes from a very religious family, and she has to, just kind of step in line, and there's a lot of expectations of her. She's given up her life to be the perfect woman for him, basically. And then one day she comes home, finds a guy in their spare bedroom having sex with somebody else. And so she calls 911, and her boyfriend comes rushing up and comes home and is like, no, it's all good. This is my buddy Hawk. He just got out of prison, and we're going to help him out for a little while. He's going to live here. And he used to own the house. When he went to prison, I bought the house from him. So we're going to let him live here. We're going to kind of help him out a little bit. Now, she works like the swing shift. She works like an afternoon shift. Hawk isn't working at this point in time. So they spend a lot of time together during the day. And her boyfriend goes on business trips all the time. And so they're around each other a lot. And that was what starts to lead to a relationship between the two of them. So you have cheating in this book, which makes it fall into the forbidden category, because she is with somebody else and like living with somebody else. They are all living under the same roof together, and she is holding an affair with Hawk. So this book, though, oh, it was so good. I loved their love story, even though it's naughty. Okay, so what's your first book?
Oh, I'm jumping right into the banned books.
You go right in.
So, K. Webster, Hail.
Oh, yeah.
Banned on Amazon. I was just confirming it truly is banned on Amazon, and that is what I'm reading. You can get it off of her website or Eden Books. Eden Books, I think Jessica already mentioned, is a great place to go. I believe it's a woman-owned business, and you can find everything banned there. I probably should explore it more. Anyways, Hail. All right, so this is about Riley and Hudson. Hudson has already gone off to college. He's on a baseball scholarship, and Riley is at home with her parents. She's still in school. I think she was like a senior. I can't remember, but she has some mental health issues. And reading the book, my take was that her parents were kind of a little bit, especially her mom, was kind of in denial of what was going on and wasn't necessarily getting her the best treatment that could have been given to her. And so she is just kind of really struggling, and their parents die. This book is not super long, so it happens very quickly. And Hudson comes back to try and help a little bit with Riley, and they start to develop more than the brother or sister relationship. So you can see why it's banned now. And Hudson truly begins to understand Riley and is able to help her in ways that no one else has been able to. And so it's a really, I I feel like it's a powerful love story if you can get past the fact that they're siblings. You have to, if this is not for you, please just don't read it. Like, don't try and read it and then mark it like horrible reviews or be mean to Kay Webster. Like, read it because you want to read an insane taboo story with extremely well thought out plot. That is why Kay Webster started writing. I watched an interview type thing that she did where she talked about she started writing because she wanted taboo books that weren't just smutty, that actually had plot. And so this is it. I enjoyed it a lot. I really liked it. I felt it was a very powerful love story. You just have to let that go. I'm also an only child, so I don't have the ick factor that a lot of people would probably have with this book. Okay. I'll leave it at that.
I would have the ick factor. I have a brother, but and a sister, but I have a brother, but I loved that book. You kind of have to go into it like with an open mind, and you take you don't think about your siblings when you're reading the book. You just don't.
Yeah. I mean, it's totally wrong, but as you're reading it, you're like, wow, how can this author make me fall for these characters when this is
When they're
so
so
wrong and messed
wrong.
up?
The whole thing
Like,
just
I enjoyed it. But again, you shouldn't probably be watching this video if these are not your types of books, but you might still really like the forbidden aspect and the taboo aspect, and this might not be for you. Just let's all respect that everybody loves different things, and you know, if nobody's getting hurt in the process, like, let's just let it be.
Yeah.
Right.
That whole saying, don't yuck somebody else's yum.
Yeah, just
yep,
move on if it's
move
not for
on.
you. Totally okay. This is why you don't see me reading alien stuff, but I'm not out there trying to sabotage people.
No.
You can hardly even talk about it with a straight face. But I still very much support my bestie Jessica and her alien stuff. To me, that's even weirder than Hale, but whatever.
That's funny. That's funny because I think they're pretty tame. Okay, so my next book is a forbidden
There's
romance.
nothing tame about blue appendages, Jessica, with like hooks and
There was no hook.
ridges. Well, what is that thing when they knot? What do you, the knot
Okay,
then?
first of all, there is no knot in Ruby Dixon, but that is the spur, and it rubs your clit, and it's too bad all men don't have it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, we need to salvage this video. We're probably losing subscribers by the minute.
Anyhow, my next book is a forbidden taboo book. This is Absinthe by Winter Renshaw. This is a teacher-student book. She is of age. She had a bad home life. Our heroine lives with her uncle and aunt now. And so she was out of school for a long time. And so when she gets put back into school, in this book, she is 18, almost 19, and a senior in high school. She turns 19 during the book. So she is of age. So this is about Hudson or Holston. Oh, sorry, our heroine's name is Holston, and then Ford is our hero. So in the summer before their senior year, Holston lives with her uncle. He is the superintendent of the school. He hires a new principal who moves in that summer. And Holston doesn't get to meet this guy after he moves in. She's very busy. She's working a full-time job. Her cousin who lives with him is an absolute bitch. She babysits for Ford's nephew, so she's met him, but Holston hasn't. So she's working a job. She's trying to save money. She wants to get out of here, and she finds out about this app where you can chat to meet people, and it's like a dating app, but you don't see each other's picture until you get so many points. And then once you have these points racked up, then you can see pictures, and then you can eventually exchange phone numbers. And so that is how she meets Ford, is through this app. He's just moved to town. All of these single moms are hitting on him, and he is not having it. And so he meets her. They don't use their names. They both use fake information. And so he ends up talking to her all summer long. Eventually he gets to hear her voice, and things kind of happen with that situation. And then you have the first day of school, and she gets called into the principal's office for something that she did. And she's like, well, I recognize that voice. And it's Ford. So this is there's he's her principal. There's a lot that's going to happen here. I really enjoyed this book a lot, but it is taboo because he's her principal. So you know, if he was my principal, I'd have been spending a heck of a lot more time at the principal's office. I wouldn't have been such a good girl. Let's just put it that way. Didn't want to spend time with my principal in high school.
So my next book, this is confusing to me because it's actually not banned on Amazon, but it again is about two siblings. This one's a little more popular. You can find quite a few reviews for it on Amazon, so it's rather popular. It is called Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. And this is about Lachlan and Maya, and they are biological siblings. And they're I can't remember what happened to their dad, honestly, but their mom is much more concerned about her life and like her boyfriend and things like that. And she just basically is checked out. And so Maya and Lachlan are the ones who are paying the bills, making sure there's food on the table, and taking care of all their little siblings. And so basically, they have been thrust into the role of mom and dad, and they lean on each other in that way. Like one of them helps get the kids ready for bed while the other one like does the dishes and cooks and stuff like that. So they basically are forced into basically like a marriage together. And throughout the book, they start to lean on each other so much that they've begun to develop feelings for each other. This book is incredibly heartbreaking. So if you go to this book looking for a true romance book with that happily ever after, you're not going to probably be happy with this book. I wanted to put that warning out. I still really enjoyed the book a lot. I'm baffled as to why Hale is banned, but it's not, but that's just the way it is. So definitely very forbidden and taboo, and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my next book is a banned book. I read this one on Scribd. So I think you can probably find it on Eden Books. I have seen some of this author's work on Eden Books, but I got it off of Scribd. So this is Redneck, and it's by Jordan Silver. Now, like 99% of Jordan Silver stuff has been banned. So just FYI, or but this one is about T-Bone. They call him T-Bone, but T-Bone Riley. And he's been raised off grid his whole life. It's been him and his dad, and he has some really out there ideas about women and the roles that women should play. And that's just how he's been raised. He has never had contact with the outside world for the most part. So his father passes away, and he decides that it is time he gets himself a filly for the homestead. So he ends up going into town. It's a college town. He ends up seeing a girl that he really likes at the college. And he does my favorite thing, which is club her over the head and takes her home. And that's what he does. He abducts her, ties her to her bed. And that is she is going to be his woman. So it was a very quick read. It's more novella length, I think, if I remember right. I read it a few years ago. But I really liked it. But it was banned. You can't read it anywhere. Amazon affiliated anyway.
Why is that? Because, I mean, there's lots of books like that on Amazon.
I know. I don't know, but I just know that it is. It is a banned book. You can't get it on Amazon. But again, it's been a couple of years since I read it, so maybe there was something in it that I don't remember. I don't know. I just know that he clubs her. He's actually club her over the head. But, he takes her, ties her to his bed, and fun times ensue.
I mean, I can think of so many books like that I've read.
I know.
But this Amazon's confusing, but okay.
Very much so.
Okay. My next one is called Taboo Family Crusoe. So this is, I don't, it's not banned. You can get it off Amazon. I just checked because I read this a while ago. It's 2 books, so you want to plan to read both of them, but they're both short. So together, they're not even probably a full-length book. They're both like novellas. Anyways, so this is Taboo Family Crusoe by Nick Storming, And this is about Jason, who is going on vacation. They're going to like Bali with his stepmom and his 2 older stepsisters and his dad. His stepmom and dad get in a fight just before they're ready to leave, and the dad refuses, like, decides not to go. And so it's just them. And their private, like, small plane that's supposed to take them to this island crashes. And so Jason, like, basically steps up and becomes the man in the situation and, like, takes charge and gets them safely to this island. And they begin to try and figure out how to live here. And uh, I'm trying to think about it. I guess I'll just say it. So then, because when you're trying to survive on an island, it makes sense that everybody's going to have needs that need to be met. And Jason's only one guy, but there's 3 women that need him. So that's where things go from there. Yeah. So it's very taboo and forbidden, but it was okay, a fun read.
It's okay that you enjoyed it. It really is. So, okay. All right. I see you. I got you. Yeah.
I found it after I read that one weird book you wanted me to read.
You're going to have to be more specific than that.
You never read it. You're like, read this and let me know what it's about. It was like All in the Family or Keeping in the Family.
I don't remember that.
It's where the stepdad, like, and the mom, they want another baby, but she can't have more
Oh,
babies.
yeah.
So
I never did read that. Yeah.
yeah, it's weird. It's too much for me.
So cool.
Anyway,
Okay. So my next book is a little
so
different.
then, like, I just want to
Oh, sorry.
clarify. So then, like, the recommendations Goodreads was sending me was a little skewed for a while.
Yeah, I love it when that happens. So,
Okay, your next book.
Okay, so my next book is a banned book, but you can get a version of it on Amazon. And that this is a series, and all the books in the series this way. I get them from the author's website because they're not as dumbed down. I mean, that's not even the right word, but you know what I mean? Like they have a softer version on Amazon, but if you really want the explicit version, go to her website. And what's the point in reading a banned book if you're not getting the stuff? You know what I mean? So that is Cursed to Be Mine by Miranda Grant. So if you just Google Miranda Grant author, then you can get to her website. So this book, like I said, is a series that she's been putting books out. This is the only one that I've read so far. Apparently, there's some other ones that are absolutely amazing and are even better than the first one. So she's on my list of books to read. But this is about Khalid and Kira is the nickname that Khalid has given her. And he is her neighbor. He has seen her from afar, and he's become obsessed, like over the top obsessed with her. And so he bought the house next door to hers, and he has gotten a copy of her keys made. And at night when she sleeps, he goes in and he scent marks her and does things to her so that they can bond, because this is paranormal where we have witches, vampires, and werewolves in the story, in this world, and they're all at war with each other. It's a little bit mafia, a little bit paranormal, and each group and each faction is at war. And so there's all of that going on top of it. There's a lot to the story. The first 13 chapters are extremely hard to get through, but not all is as it seems, and you have to get to chapter 13 and get a little bit past that before we realize what's really going on. So if you decide to read this book, 100%, like, you have to promise me that you'll get past that chapter, because just hold on, just trust me and hold on. But I loved this book. There's a scene where he bites the birth control out of her arm, the implant out of her arm, and I never thought that would be hot. It was hot. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Yeah.
All right.
Never thought that'd be a thing for me, but it is. Next.
Right. Next. My next book is called The Truth About Tomorrow by B. Celeste. And this is Forbidden Love. It's age gap. It's taboo. And here's the reasons why. So she's only 16 when we see changes happening in their relationship. So I think that's important to note. So if that's something you don't want to read, skip this book. So Charlie, who is our heroine, is adopted by Ollie's adopted sister when she is when she's 5 or 6, and Ollie's around his sister quite a bit, and they become she Charlie basically declares to everyone that Ollie is her best friend and that she loves him and she's going to marry him when she's older. And she does this when she's like 5 or 6. And as she gets older, some things happen, some stuff changes, and she ends up going to live with Ollie. And she she kind of manipulates the situation a little bit. And she really has strong feelings for Ollie. Ollie tries really hard to do the right thing and ignore them, but their chemistry and the pull between the two of them with the writing that B. Celeste does is very convincing. Like it's written really well. I really enjoyed it. But if you don't like that age gap forbidden romance type trope, don't read this one because you're probably not going to like it. Hello, Jessica, welcome back to Bestie Book Reviews. Anyway,
I'm reading my notes. I'm sorry. Oopsie. So cool. Yay. I had to do a refresher and for this next book, and I needed the refresher. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Jessica.
All right. Okay.
Refresh us with your refresher.
Yeah. So this last book is a Lauren Beale book. This is the one that put Lauren Beale on the map. I don't normally talk about it that much because I like her other books a little bit. I mean, like I love this one, but it's banned for a reason. And it's a little on the crazy side, but this is the book that introduced me to her. And it was literally baptism by fire with this one. So that is Captured by Lauren Beale. This is a banned book. You cannot get this on Amazon. You can get the ebook on Lauren's website. You can purchase the book. She has an Etsy shop. You could purchase it through her Etsy shop, but she has all the socials. She's very active. You can find this book easily. This book is the Mayo book, and if you've read it, you know why we call it the Mayo book. But it's probably the darkest, the weirdest, twisted thing I've ever read. So this is about Ophelia and Alexander. Alexander has been raised by this crazy serial killer. His father is a crazy serial killer, and he has been raised and taught to capture women and to lock them up and keep them in the basement where they use and abuse these women until they die. And I say they because his dad taught him to do it, but he has an older brother who is just as sick and twisted as his father. And the older brother is just nasty. And so he meets Ophelia. He has an obsession with her. She is a waitress. She lives with her alcoholic father. So one night, Alex decides that he wants Ophelia. His brother has another girl down in the basement, and he wants his own. And he doesn't want to share with his nasty brother anymore. And so they kidnap Ophelia and tie her up in the basement or chain her in the basement with the other girl. Now this book gets nasty because we talk about not bathing and how things smell, and it gets into all the nitty-gritty on how that would be to be a captive and to be having someone use your body over and over and over again. But Lauren has this way of taking someone that you don't want to root for. Like, I would not normally root for Alex, who is this guy who's abducted and abused this woman, but she's able to make you want them to have a happy ending. And it's just weird, but it works. And I loved the book for the most part. There were some really weird scenes in it, but I mean, I know why it was banned, but yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll end our video with something much more normal. let's go to stepfather, stepdaughter.
Oh, so much more normal.
So this is Forbidden and Taboo. This is another age gap romance, and it is Love Unexpected by QB Tyler. And this is, I mean, QB Tyler's definitely can be a go-to author if you're looking for that age gap taboo type romance. So this is about Stasia and Dominic. Dominic marries Stasia's mom when she is young. She meets him when she's 10 and he is the principal at the school, and she's like, oh, in love, has a crush on him, and is brokenhearted when her mom marries him. So she kind of takes that frustration out on him and isn't exactly the easiest stepdaughter. So we're going to jump forward to her now being almost 18 years old, and it's her senior year, and her mom dies in a car crash. And that is what kind of pushes the two of them together. Dominic wants to be there for her and comfort her and get her through school. And Stasia just really needs like somewhere to turn, basically. And through this process, they start to develop feelings. And she just, I mean, she flat out like basically begs him for just one kiss. And that starts a very slippery slope. So,
Yeah.
there you have it.
Okay.
Love Unexpected. I bought this at Love in Vegas directly from QB Tyler. I'm 99% sure it is on Amazon.
It is.
I'm pretty sure it's on Audible too. So definitely not anything that's banned, but definitely under that forbidden romance and the taboo aspect as well.
All right, guys. So that's what we have for you for forbidden, taboo, and banned. It's been a crazy wild ride, but hopefully you found something.
Yes. All right. So now to our giveaway. Karen Crumpton reached out to us and wanted to do an ebook giveaway on our channel of Echoes of Hem. This is her latest release. Jessica and I both absolutely loved this. And we felt like adding it to this video would be perfect because it definitely has kind of a taboo, forbidden feel, because our hero is in rehab and he falls for his therapist. Loved this book so much. It's so incredibly good. So Karen is going to gift an ebook to one of our lucky subscribers. So all you have to do to be entered in this is to comment below. So we were hoping to ask you something very specific to comment below. So Jessica, do you want to talk about that, or you just want me to keep going?
I already forgot, so you can keep talking. We had this discussion, but my brain just went, shoot.
Okay, so what we would like you to comment below to be entered in the drawing is tell us what you would like to see in book journals. So as you know, we have created book journals and we are in the process of creating a few more. We want to make a few tweaks to this one, but we were also thinking about maybe making a completely different book journal so that we have different options, and we're also working on a few other ideas. So we want to hear from you guys. So we would love feedback on book journals. So you can simply say that you love book journals, or that you don't even use a book journal. What's a book journal? Or tell us specifics of what you would love to see in a book journal. So we would love that feedback. Anyone who comments on this video, though, will be entered in that drawing, and Karen will be selecting a winner. To be entered in, all you have to do is comment below. Comment by next Saturday. We will be picking our winner, and that will be officially announced in our 1 Minute Book Recs, which will be out on Monday, February 19th.
Yay. Okay, guys. So that's it. That's what we got for you today. You have your homework.
Yes. And make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.